What's happening, Jets fans? Here we are again. Welcome to episode 56 now of Greenbean's Jets Pod. I'm happy you're here. I'm happy I'm here. You see, I've been traveling for the past 2 days, and it took longer than I thought, you see? So, you get these plans going. You think, okay, well, I'll leave here at this time. I'll get there at that time. And when it doesn't happen, you got to not fall to pieces. You got to not let it get to you. And that's not easy. Instead of taking us 1 day, it took us 2 days. We had to sleep in a parking lot at a Walmart last night. Ate some Sonic this morning for breakfast and got on the road by 6:30. And we drove through Mobile, Alabama. Isn't that interesting? You know why is Mobile interesting? Well, because that's where the Senior Bowl is going to be next week. Just a few days. Just a few more days, the New York Jets' entire staff is going to be descending upon Mobile, Alabama to coach the national team in the Senior Bowl. And we made a video all about the deep connections that the Jets have at the Senior Bowl. Mr. Phil Savage from Mobile, Alabama, grew up there, high school there, went to college not far away, was the executive director of the Senior Bowl from 2012 to 2018. What do you think of that? So that video, I'll put the link right here. See it? Is that where it is? It's one of these two places. I know it is. So you can click that link if you haven't seen that video yet. It's a good one. I show you all the connections and how it's landing. The Jets have quite the squad at the Senior Bowl. Guys like Trey McBride, Devin Lloyd, Zion Johnson, all kinds of guys. Dotson, Dubs, all kinds of fellas. Ruckert, Kolar. Ooh, it's going to be great. So the Jets have figured out a way to get a nice, beefy roster to spend a week of quality time with at the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. And I just drove right through, looking at the city, thinking, oh, I want to stay here. That's where I want to be. How often is it that you get to Mobile, Alabama? And I happen to be there a few days before the Jets are coming? It's a bummer. But now I'm in New Orleans. That's where I'll be this week. We're in New Orleans. We're going to go to the French Quarter. I'm going to eat a beignet. Maybe, and by maybe I mean 100% definitely, positively, going to eat a muffalata. I've never had a New Orleans muffalata. I've had Jason's Deli muffalatas. I've had muffalatas. But in New Orleans, that's where it's from. Maybe I'll even get a po' boy. Go see some haunted voodoo shops. You know what I mean? So that's where I am. Travel, and that's why this one's out a little bit late this week. I would have it out by now already. I would already be out talking comments with you. But things don't happen the way you plan, and that's the point, I think. I think that's what I'm getting at, Jets fans. So today's episode is going to be about something very important, because we are a testy bunch. Dare I even say touchy, Jets fans. We are a little bit rambunctious, a little bit emotionally based, a little swingy, really psyched, and then really upset. That's us. So I want to give you some more information, maybe even somewhat of a guide on how to navigate this portion of the offseason, which we affectionately label rumor season. Rumor season. Here it is. We are definitely here. I'm going to go through a few of the rumors. I'm going to tell you exactly how to figure out if what you're reading is even worth your feelings. I've learned a thing or two over the years. I've lived a few of them. I'm certainly not 21 any longer. I have learned some things over the years, and I hope to share them with you. A lot of you probably already know this stuff, but hey, let's talk about it anyway. Let's just reattach ourselves, reconnect with a reminder about how to walk through this season and not lose our dang minds. Okay? Because that's the design. It's designed to ruin your day and make you lose your mind, so you passionately type away at a keyboard, yelling at some writer somewhere. So that's the deal. But before we get into all that, I want to thank our sponsor for this video, DraftKings. And let's hear a word about an offer they're dropping specifically for you. The NFL playoffs are here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NFL, is kicking things off with a huge offer. Counting down to Super Bowl 56, they're going to give all new customers using the promo code GreenBean 56-1 odds. That's putting just $5 down, and you win $280 in free bets if the team you choose wins the game. It's $5. All you do is take $5, put it down on any NFL team to win any NFL playoff game. If that team wins, all new customers using the promo code GreenBean are going to get $280 back in free bets. It's that simple. And if you don't have Sportsbook in your area, don't even worry. DraftKings has something for you too. All people everywhere can play their daily fantasy contests for huge prizes, and DraftKings is also giving all new customers the chance to win millions of dollars in total prizes with your first deposit. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, use promo code GreenBean, and get 56-1 odds. Again, $5, win $280 back in free bets. That's promo code GreenBean, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NFL. And I want to thank DraftKings again for sponsoring this episode of Greenbeanjetsfan Pod. The information to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app is right in the top of this very description of this very video. Go ahead, click that link, use the promo code GreenBean for 56-1 odds as we wrap up this playoff season. Oh, it's a good playoff season too, isn't it? Oh, Buffalo, Buffalo. Somebody told me today that they feel sorry for Buffalo fans. Do you feel sorry for Buffalo fans? I certainly don't. I could not be happier. I'm so happy that the playoffs are devoid of the New England Patriots, Tom Brady, and the Buffalo Bills. I mean, come on, right? At least we got, now I can not be filled with hatred and dread. Hey, I'll choose the Rams because Matt Stafford or something. I don't know. But I don't have that feeling of like, don't let them win again. Like those kinds of things. So it's great. I'll tell you what. Before we get into the rumor season thing, I just want to say I saw that touchdown with 13 seconds left in the Buffalo game, and I shut it off. I said, bah. 13 seconds. 13 seconds were left. And then I just checked in later. I missed the whole overtime, Dude, they lost. You know how much that does suck, though? When you score a touchdown to take the lead with 13 seconds left, you think you won. Fair enough. I don't care if it's Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Dan Marino. It doesn't matter. 13 seconds is not enough time. But then they kicked it out of the end zone, gave them the full 13. Didn't look like too much of an issue. And we all know what happened. So I think that was a miracle finish. I know Buffalo fans are distraught. I get it. But hey, who doesn't like the flavor of division rivals' tears? Come on, right? So I'm happy about that. And that's why even though I'm exhausted, I'm beat up from this road trip, damn, am I happy. I feel good. I feel warm and comfy. I'm going to take a nap after I film this and release it. And then I'm going to sleep really well and nice and warm, knowing that Buffalo and Tom Brady and the Patriots are all home. And then I'll do the Monday Night Mock tonight at 10 p.m. on my YouTube channel right here, the same place you're watching this one. We're going to get into episode 2 of the 2022 10 o'clock mock series. It's going to be interesting tonight. It's going to be a good one. So anyway, I hope that you're there. But guys, rumor season is tough because it could be very exciting. It really can. It's very exciting. Hey, did you hear what? Oh my God, the Jets are thinking about this. Or I heard they're going to trade. All this stuff. It can be really exciting. But then it can also be really deflating, aggravating, and downright angering. It really can. And you hear all these things and you start to forget who to believe and what to do and where to go. And what is this? It's madness. It's daily. You're going to hear a rumor daily this time of year. And it hasn't even started yet. You get some rumors from guys trying to make you think something. You get some rumors that are from the Jets trying to make other people think stuff. They say leaks, but purposeful leaks. There's all kinds of stuff. We call that smoke screen, right? So there's smoke screen, then there's real stuff in there. So what do? I'm going to tell you what to do in the segment we like to call the intelligent gripe. So that's right, it is rumor season, and there is the potential to be very unhappy. It can be exhausting. It's like mock draft season, which it is also mock draft season right now too. By the time the draft comes around, I'd say about 50% of the incessant mock drafters are just done. They're like, I cannot wait. I've mocked every single which way I could possibly mock. I just want the draft. The same thing can apply to this. It starts to get exhausting. So what do? How do we look at this? Well, first thing you want to be aware of is that a lot of guys, they want you specifically to click their stuff. They have no sources. They don't have anything going on. And then there are some guys who are known for having sources. They're legit dudes. So it can go both ways. And I'll give you an example. Last year, when the Jets were rumored to be interested in Zach Wilson, they were also rumored to be split down the middle about Sam Darnold. Half of them wanted Sam. The other half wanted to move on from Sam. And there was a contentious, remember these rumors? They said that the Jets were split right down the middle on Sam Darnold. They didn't know what to do. So Adam Schefter, who is one of the more legit people to listen to, right? We know Adam Schefter. So Adam Schefter comes out and he says, the Jets are receiving numerous teams' calls, high level of interest in trading for Sam Darnold, and I think they should net a mid to late first round pick. That's what Adam Schefter said. A few weeks, maybe a month later, the rumor came out that the Jets had waited too long, and now the interest had dried up. Nobody wanted Sam Darnold anymore. So Adam Schefter came out and he said, I'm thinking that Sam will net a third and a fifth. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that the interest isn't quite the same. Some guys filled the role. They signed this guy. They did that or whatever. A lot of guys did stuff. So, like the Colts traded with the Eagles for Wentz. They said, the Colts were one of the teams calling the Jets for Sam Darnold. So now they're off the market. And there's a couple things like that happened. So then Adam Schefter came out and he said, I think it's going to be a third and a fifth now. He went from a first to a third and a fifth. Then Adam Schefter, along with Ian Rappaport report, they report that it has been filed with the league office that Sam Darnold has been traded. None of the rumors were accurate. They knew nothing. Has been traded. Nobody said the Panthers. Nobody said anything. Not Adam Schefter, not anybody. For a second, a fourth, and a sixth. 3 picks. So you see, there's a numerous shots at throwing stuff to the wall, hoping some of it'll stick. The only thing they got right is that there is the potential for Sam Darnold to be moved. And who couldn't have got that right? Because even if you say there's potential to move somebody and they don't get moved, you go, yeah, they didn't end up doing it. I was right. See what I'm saying? So even the great Adam Schefter, who I respect significantly, especially with his whole backstory with his wife and the kids of her first husband who passed away in the 9/11 attacks in the World Trade Center. If you haven't heard that story about Adam Schefter and his wife, check it out. Look for it. It's really potent, and I'll forever respect that man for it. And I also respect his his level of insider information. I get it. I like it. But during rumor season, even the great Adam Schefter is full of baloney. So then you have the guys that are coming out saying an unnamed source with intimate knowledge of the thinking of the Jets general manager said that maybe, you see what I'm saying? That's how it goes. And you're gonna see those. They're all over the place. An unnamed source. A source speaking on the condition of anonymity. You ever heard that? You're gonna see that too. A source speaking on the condition of anonymity says that there may be interest in trading for this guy. So what do you think about that? I'm going to give you another example. There was a guy named Manish. Remember this guy? Originally, he was with the Star Ledger for a while. Then he replaced Samini over at the Daily News. And Manish got progressively worse and worse and worse. And he was known for saying, I have an unnamed source. That was his gig. Unnamed source. And we found out later, not that we didn't know to some degree for the whole time, that he doesn't really have the level of sources that he puts out there. He makes stuff up. Just like when he created the fake Adam Gase burner account, he created it and then he discovered it and said that Adam Gase had a burner account and was replying to stuff in defense of Adam Gase, but it was really him. So he made this whole story, and then it was him that made it in the first place. So you can see this stuff starts to really sink into people, and they get kind of obsessed with their replies and the amount of interest on their rumor season. Okay, so there are guys on Twitter known for sources, unnamed sources. They call it source season. Source season has begun. No, I have a source. I have two sources, really. They don't give me the best stuff. They give me little stuff. I did have a good one time, and I chose not to share it because I thought, that's dumb. That's stupid. And it was 2 days before the Jets signed CJ Mosley. He told me, I have strong information. The Jets are going to sign CJ Mosley in free agency. And I said, yeah, okay. Doesn't make sense. We just signed Avery Williamson last year. This is dumb. And I didn't share it. So, hey. And then he told me that there was a potential trade in the works with Odell Beckham. And I shared that one. And, nothing happened. That's why I'm cautious with this stuff. But I don't really have the best sources. I have some guys and they know some stuff, but I don't get, so that's why I don't make the biggest deal about source season, because my sources are weak. I don't want to say weak. In my all due respect, they're just not that deep. Okay. Maybe they're the janitor. I don't know. But so other guys take what I have, my sources, my level of source, and they make a big thing out of it. You're going to see it all over Twitter. And they get millions of clicks. And that's the thing. And if nothing ever happens, they just come out with another one next week. So it's very important that you can learn exactly what to look for. Number one is when they say unnamed source, already 50% not real. Already. Unnamed source, 50% not real. If they start saying things like unnamed source, speaking on the condition of anonymity, same thing, okay? It's all the same stuff. Then you got to look for some keywords. Might, maybe, could, all those things. Those are loopholes to find their way out of it later, all right? So you have to know what you're looking for. When there are real sources, it sounds different. It sounds more firm. Like when Rappaport says, I'm being told this is what is likely. That's good. Now, it's still not guaranteed to happen, but you can start to tie some emotions to it because of the way that it's presented and the source. Now, part two of this. So already, you look at that, when you start seeing those things, already start zipping up your coat, ready to get out of this one. Okay? Put your shoes on. All right, this is horseshit. All right? You already got to start thinking like that. You don't have to leave yet, but your shoes are on. You You got your keys in your hand. All right, I'll stay for a minute. All right, that's what you look for. Number two, if you really want to know if what they're saying has even the potential to be real, take a second and check their record. What did they get right last year? For example, the guys on our beat, I'm pretty sure they got 0 right last year during our offseason. 0. There was all kinds of talk about Juju Smith-Schuster. There was talk about Galladay. All kinds of talk. Then there was the Odell Beckham stuff. That came from me. And I was wrong. But, so you got to look at people's records. I did have the Zach Wilson stuff, though, so there's that. That was good. You got to look at their record. When do they actually drop legitimate scoops? So once you say, okay, unnamed source, speaking on the condition of anonymity, who understands the thinking, that right there, that's complete baloney, okay? When they say that, an unnamed source, speaking on the condition of anonymity, who is close to the thinking, who has familiarity with the thinking, once they get there, dude, there's too many layers of horseshit. There's too much. Too much. Then you can leave. But on top of that, if you're still around, just take a second and check how many rumors they actually get right. Okay? How many times are you right? When you say something beforehand, they didn't get the Darnold thing. They certainly didn't get the Carl Lawson thing. They were telling us Hendrickson the whole time. That's what came out. Hendrickson. Jets are in discussions with Hendrickson. They talked about Juju and Galladay. We signed Corey Davis. They had no idea. Nobody told us Corey Davis. None. They definitely didn't know about Jared Davis, and they didn't know about George Fant the year before. None. They were telling us the Jets are in on Conklin. Oh, shit, here comes George Fant. Okay? So when you look at our beat, just as a collective, 9 times out of 10, they're wrong. Hey, you want me to stop saying that, beat writers? Then start being right every now and again. Start being right. Start getting some legitimate sources. If you don't want me to say this, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not trying to say anything that isn't real. All right? I'm just helping my friends out over here. So there you go. Check the source, unnamed sources, speaking on the condition of anonymity, somebody familiar with the thinking, all that stuff. When you start to see those things, and you will, if these aren't already ringing bells for you, now that you've heard this, it's like when you go and you buy a yellow Kia, and then all of a sudden, everybody's got a yellow, hey, look at it, hey, how you doing? You're waving there. It's just because you're now in that sphere. You've raised your awareness of that particular vehicle, so you see them everywhere. And that's the way it goes. Now that you hear this stuff, now that you hear it, you're going to see these are the catchphrases. These are the taglines that they use. And they're very deliberate, right? They're deliberate. So let's take a second and go through some of the rumors that we've already heard this year. Okay? You ready? The Jets will trade the number 10 overall pick for Calvin Ridley. How likely do you think that rumor is? This is early stuff. This is like the garbage. This is, just throwing shit out there right now. Now, obviously, if anything is wrong here, if anything happens, I'll come back and say, oh, wow, I didn't know. You know what I mean? That was cool. That was a good one. The Jets trading the number 10 overall pick for a guy who hasn't played in a year and left his team out of nowhere because of mental health issues. I highly doubt that we're using the top 10 pick that was supposed to be the end of the first round pick from the Seattle Seahawks that we traded Jamal Adams for. I highly doubt that we're giving that away for Calvin Ridley. With all due respect to Calvin Ridley. Great player. Love him. Would love him on the team if everything checks out. Ain't happening. The Jets will not use both of their first round picks. Now, these two came from the same dude. They're unlikely to use their 2 first round picks. Now, what does that mean? That we're going to use one for something else. Now, remember, he already said that we're going to trade the 10 for Calvin Ridley, so he's just supporting his own stuff, right? That's what he's doing. He put out a little bit of support. Ooh, now people go, well, I heard this and I heard this. If you don't know it came from the same mouth, you might start thinking that things are, ooh, this is getting hot. Let's take a look at this one. And this one is the big one for this week. It's all over the place. The Jets are open for business and are looking to trade back from number 10. You already heard that one, right? I know you did. Now we're already talking about how far can we go back, and that's what we're talking about. Why? Because of that rumor. Now, again, do I think that Joe Douglas is not going to trade back? Well, he's traded back a whole bunch of times before, never with a first. But he's Trader Joe. So Trader Joe is likely to make some moves. So that's why this kind of stuff is safe to say. But that's the rumor. The Jets will spend big on a wide receiver this offseason. Did you hear that one? I don't know. What does that make you think? The Jets will spend big on a free agent wide receiver. You know what everybody's first thought is? Davante Adams. Yeah. That's what the rumor is designed to do. It's designed to make you think spend big wide receiver. Well, who's that? Who's the most expensive, biggest name wide receiver? That's Davante Adams. So it's made to have us in that pocket where we start dreaming about Davante Adams. Oh, my God. Now, is it likely to happen? I don't know. He spent kind of big last year in free agency in a wide receiver. Well, let's not even stop there. I'll give you the next one. This is a similar vein, but from a different fella. JD is expected to be aggressive in the wide receiver market. He also wants overkill at the wide receiver position. And he wants to trade for one, sign one in free agency, and use a high draft pick, namely first round pick, for a wide receiver. So let me recap that. We're going to be very aggressive in the wide receiver market, so much so that we're going to go out there. We're going to sign one in free agency. Don't forget, let's connect the other one. We're going to sign big in free agency. So let's get Davante Adams. Then we're going to trade for one. We're going to send our 10th overall to the Falcons for Calvin Ridley. And then we're going to use a first round pick, which we already gave away. So one of our first second round picks on a wide receiver. So where does that lead you? Ooh. Maybe we're going to get Pickens. You know, maybe Burks slides. Ooh. Wouldn't that be great? Could you imagine Davante Adams, Calvin Ridley, Traylon Burks, Elijah Moore, Corey Davis? Let Berrios go. Because that's another rumor I heard. The Jets are really not all that enamored with the Braxton Berrios story. They love him, but they have a cap on what he's worth. They don't care about these new accolades. It's another one. Well, shit. If we're bringing in Calvin Ridley and Traylon Burks and Davante Adams, dude, he can go. Right? Why not? Yeah! All right, let's try this one on for size. The Jets would be unlikely to draft Kyle Hamilton per source. Someone close to the thinking. Per source, the Jets would be unlikely to draft Kyle Hamilton. Now, guess what? There are 250-something players that are going to get drafted. The Jets have 9 picks. We only get 9 out of the 255. Whatever it is. There are thousands of players wanting to be the 255. Then we got all the undrafted free agents and all that. So this is the odds of the Jets picking this one player are, even though we have the 4th overall pick, it's slim. Just numerically, just the odds. It's slim. So this rumor can be backed up later. I don't know, 75%. I don't have the percentages. But I'd say it's more likely that the Jets don't draft Kyle Hamilton than they do when you're talking about specifically the odds, right? So that's a good rumor. The Jets are unlikely to draft Kyle Hamilton. Now all the Kyle Hamilton heads are losing their mind. JD sucks. You know what I'm saying? So this is the stuff. That's what they want. Do you think Joe Douglas leaked it out that the Jets are unlikely to draft Kyle Hamilton? Really? Do you think that's really leaked out? And if it did, and we'll get to this in a second, if it did, It's purpose driven. There's a purpose to it. But anyway, I'm just telling you, that did not leak out. It did not come out of anyone in the Jets. They did not get to that point yet. They're just not there in the process. We haven't even seen the combine yet. It's like, the Jets are unlikely to draft Kyle Hamilton. So that means the Jets are already sitting in a powwow. They're already saying, that guy, probably not. That's what they're saying in order for that rumor to be real. Maybe it is, right? I don't know. A source close to the situation said it was. Oh, this is a good one, too. The Jets are not sold on Mekhi Becton and are concerned about his future. I don't know. You see, the thing is that, again, we've heard these rumors all year. We heard about his 400 pounds. He was 40 pounds overweight. That's a specific number. I did not make it. That was in an article. 40 pounds, which would mean he's 407 pounds. That's what it means. So meanwhile, they were saying he's 407 pounds. His trainer came out a day or two later and said, this is Mekhi Becton yesterday. And he looked ripped. Okay, it certainly didn't look 407 pounds. So again, we have no proof that the Jets are disenchanted anything. It's all hearsay. But we have the rumor nonetheless. And you can't do anything about it because he's injured and he can't play, right? So again, we have to look at the source for these rumors. You have to look at the phrasing of the rumors. And you're going to have a much less stressful rumor season. It can be a lot of fun. It really can, if you know what to look for. If you buy into and attach emotions to every rumor you hear, you're going to be in an insane asylum by the end of this offseason. All right, you probably already do it every year. You know what I mean? I know I did. I was out of my mind. And then, like I said, you start to pay attention and you see certain cycles from certain people. And then you look and you're like, when the hell was this guy ever been right? When? When has this guy been right? With a real scoop, with a real rumor. All the stuff that they tried last year, our beat, that is, even the Schefters and Rappaports, all the stuff that they tried, even just throwing stuff out there, just seeing if anything can stick. Everything that they said was wrong. Everything. Now, if there's one in there, remind me. Let me know. I certainly can't think of it. Maybe. I'll give it up. Maybe. I don't recall one time that the guys that covered the Jets on a daily basis as their career got anything right. We did find out that Zach Wilson and his girlfriend unfollowed each other on Facebook. So maybe I'll take it all back. That's good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good stuff. That's good reporting. Thank you for that, by the way. I don't know what I would do if I didn't know that. So here's the other side of it. So number one, they're making stuff up, right? Why? Because they know that you want it. You have a desire. Every day you wake up, you look it up, and you're hoping to see something. The Jets traded for this. The Jets got 3 firsts for their 4th overall pick, and they only moved back 1 spot. Yeah, they're looking for something. You know it. I'm doing the same thing. So they know that. So they're going to give you something to chew on. Watch you chew on it. When you're coming to the end of it, they'll give you something else. That's all. They'll see how much momentum it has, and then they give you something else to chew on. Oh, you know what I heard today? It's weird. Actually, it's not trading for Calvin Ridley. I got more info. It's signing one in free agency, trading for one somewhere else. And they're going to draft one. So now we can talk about that. Okay, maybe if it's not, it still could be Calvin Ridley. But it's not, even if it's not, who else could we trade for? Ooh, Amari Cooper. Which the Jets were tied, as another rumor, the Jets were tied to trading for potentially one of Calvin Ridley, Amari Cooper, and DK Metcalf. Right? So these are the rumors that are coming out. So number one, they're making stuff up. Number two, they get bad info sometimes too. So there is that, right? They do get some bad info. I know, because I got bad info. And I'm not even doing this for a living, all right? So I got it too. So that happens as well. Number three, and this is where it's cool. This is where it's good. Joe Douglas, We have to, and this is why you have to know this, okay? Joe Douglas's ship is tight. There's nobody in the organization that is coming out with any legitimate information. How do we know this? Well, one, because they've gotten everything wrong for the past 2 years since he's been here. Number two, because he went into the scouting department and found the 2 leaks and gutted them. Remember that story? 2 scouts overnight were fired. And we learned that they were a couple people's sources. They were the guys giving out info. Now, how did he find out it was them? He Tyrion Lannistered them. He gave them all different stories, right, about the same thing, and he wanted to see what ended up in the paper. That's how I know who told him. Remember when Tyrion Lannister did that? You don't remember? Game of Thrones. Tyrion Lannister, man, the imp. So he gave 3 people that he suspected of being the traitor the source. He gave everybody different specifics about the same story. And when the queen came back and complained, he knew who told. He knew. That's what Joe Douglas did. He rooted him out, and he let everybody know, we're not having this here. This is going to be a tight ship. If it's not tight, the reason that it's not tight is gone. And I just fired your 2 buddies because of it. Okay? So we know it's a tight ship, again, because the proof is in the pudding. They keep getting everything wrong about the organization. They don't know anything. They don't know anything about what's going on One Jets Drive. So we have to remember that if there is a source, if it comes from the Jets, if they say it comes from the Jets, it's one of 2 things, and this is it. It's either them making it up or Joe Douglas put it out there because he wants people to think a certain thing. He wants people to think that they're doing this thing when they're really doing that thing. That's it. That's all. So if you keep that in mind, Jets fans, if you keep that in mind, you're going to see the rumors daily. You're going to see them every single day. Now that you got the key, maybe you can navigate through this one with a little bit more sleep, a little bit less stress. And that's the intelligent gripe. So yeah, as we talk about rumors and all that stuff, this can be a really exciting time of year. Again, the Jets can't lose. We say it all the time, right? We really can't lose. It's not a weekly thing where you get excited and then they play the game and you lose, right? So then you get dejected. Then it's like a cyclical process for us. We lose, we get mad, we get upset, we argue, we talk about who sucks on Monday and Tuesday. Then Wednesday you go, and then Thursday you start going, you know what? I think we can beat this team. We're getting this guy back from injury. And then Friday everybody's all psyched up, and then Saturday, it's a game. Sunday we get, and we lose. And then it's Monday, Tuesday. And that's what we do all the time. So the offseason's cool because we can't lose. We can't lose at all. Now, we can make bad moves. You can lose out on free agents and stuff like that. But let me just explain one thing to you. The Jets have been doing something. We hear this stuff, but it's different than we're used to seeing. The Jets usually, look at the last, 20 years of Jets. Like the guy would come in, a general manager or whoever, and he'd go out and he'd buy a bunch of talent and, try big names. We'd get all excited, and nothing really happens. 2015, it happened a little bit. We didn't get anywhere, even though we were 10-6, which is a shame. In this year's system, we would have been in, and who knows what we could have did in the playoffs, right? You never know once you get in. Whole new season. So there's that stuff. But outside of 2015, really for the last 10 years, we've not done anything, but we've signed a lot of guys. We go out there and you get Tremaine Johnson. You go out there and you get Brandon Marshall and you get Eric Decker, and you know what I mean? Like you just, and before that, you guys know, from Art Monk to Ronnie Lott to Leonard Marshall to Tony Casillas, whoever it is over the years, going out there and buying guys can only really take you so far. So establishing what we've been doing, which is essentially a teardown. I'm not going to say 2021 was a teardown. I do not believe it to be that. 2021 was kind of like, okay, we have a potential young core. Let's put them on the field. Let's take their lumps together. We'll probably lose a bunch of games, and let's just build on top of this, right? So that's fine. But the year before that, we still had Sam Darnold. The year before that, we still had Jamal Adams and all these guys that were considered by the previous organization to be core foundational pieces. So you see what they can do. You go, we're never going anywhere with these guys. And you see how you can maximize their value, whatever it might be. Chris Herndon, Avery Williamson, obviously Sam Darnold, Jamal Adams, Leo Williams, all that stuff. Jordan Leggett or Darren Lee, so you get rid of these guys. And we see a guy, namely Joe Douglas, who is out there kind of, he's become known for his 1-year deal thing. Now, I don't know if that'll stop or not. There is a brilliance to it on one side. It's also an aggravating kind of non-committal piece on the other side. So I don't know the guy long enough to be able to, stand firm on what I think it is. But I do lean toward when he doesn't have his team that he said he was going to build through the draft. He told us that from the very, very beginning. His first press conference, we're going to focus on the draft. And that takes a long time. You have 7 picks, unless you make some trades, and you get, 9, 10 is a lot, right, of picks. So you do that, and it takes a few years to kind of develop your core and be able to compete. So what do you do in the meantime? You sign free agents, and you get guys in here that you hope can stick, but you don't want to be committed to them if they don't. A good example is Jared Davis, maybe even Keelan Cole, those guys. So they come in, you go, hey, man, this guy had a lot of potential. He's had his moments, bad situation. Let's see what he can do. Give him a 1-year prove-it deal. He doesn't prove it, you let him go. You're not tied in for another year trying to figure out, and you got to cut him, and you got, $1.6 million in dead cap money like Mac always did, and all that. So you don't have to deal with any of that stuff. Plus, they count toward the comp pick formula, which is something most Jets fans are just not used to seeing. We saw it in 2014, and that was basically it. We haven't seen it since then. Every now and then we get a smattering, couple 6th, 7th, stuff like that. But when you look at teams like the Patriots, like the Ravens, like most years, they're getting at least two extra picks, sometimes as high as 3rd-round picks. So you want to be able to start to move your needle toward being able to acquire some of those free draft picks. Now that we've used up most of the assets that we have that are valuable out there to trade for anything, now that you've kind of used all that up, you've burned through it all, you want to be able to still get more picks than the league gives you every year, which is the 7, and you want to get maybe an extra 4th, maybe an extra 3rd, 2 extra 5ths, an extra 6th, stuff like that. You want to be able to do that. These 1-year contracts, when they leave, look, this year, Tyler Croft, Keelan Cole, Jared Davis, they all count toward the comp pick formula. So if we only sign 5 free agents and we let 10 guys, we have 28 free agents. So if we let 13 of them go and we sign 5 more or whatever, and then you sign guys that are cut, if you sign less guys than you lost, you get comp picks. And then it depends on their contract with how high it goes. But here's the interesting thing about all that. We have yet to see Joe Douglas draft and run an offseason while he's had his coaching staff in place with his quarterback in the middle of his rookie contract window. All right, we've never seen this before. He had Sam in year 3. He had Saleh last year, but they had to draft Zach Wilson, bring him in. So now he's got his quarterback. He's got his coach. He's got a few other pieces floating around that he likes. And now it's like, okay, well, we have this 5-year window to maximize the value of Zach's rookie contract. So in my opinion, what we're about to see is going to be somewhat of a departure from what we've seen so far from Joe Douglas, which is a lot of minimal contracts, 1-year deals, just bringing guys in. I need guys to play while I build through the draft. Well, you've had 2 drafts. You got your quarterback. Your coaching staff got through their first year. They took their lumps. Mike LaFleur turned into Mike LaBooth. You got, obviously Greg Knapp passed away. You got Matt Cavanaugh. He went through a whole year with the team. All these guys. So everybody got their first year working together as a collective. And now here we are in the dead smack in the middle of Zach Wilson's rookie contract. We We got 4 years left of this baby. So what I think we may see is a little bit more commitment with the contracts, maybe a tick or two upward as far as how much he's willing to pay for said free agents. And then I think that we may be a little bit more aggressive in how we draft. Now, if he trades back to keep this streak of 2 first-round picks in the first round going, fine. But I think he's going to really want to get impact players right now so he can start to really fortify this team and get a team that can play and win, 8-9 games this year to build on for next year. I think that's what we're looking at. So I want to remind you, this is the first year Joe Douglas is going to go through free agency and go through the draft while having his staff and his quarterback in place. We've never seen that before. So that's why I think that we should be excited. That's what I'm excited for. I'm actually looking forward to it. Rumor season, let it slide, man. Don't let them get to you. The rumors are a-coming. I bet 2 more rumors came out while I was making this video. I can't wait to find out what they were and try to read the phrasing so I know whether it's complete garbage or not. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm always interested in hearing your thoughts. If you heard a rumor I didn't hear, or maybe you got some tricks I don't know, let me have it in the comments. Don't forget about the contest we're having right here. It's almost done. I can't wait to give out the gifts. You can win a t-shirt from the GreenBeanjetsfan.com merch store, and you can win a Manscaped Ultra Smooth Pack. All you have to do is subscribe here and subscribe to my other channel, Full-Time Coaster Tour. Once that's done, you're in. If you want an extra entry, go to my Instagram and follow me there, GreenBeanJetsfan. I want to thank our sponsor, DraftKings Sportsbook. The information to sign up for DraftKings Sportsbook is right in the top of the description of this video. Hit that link and use promo code GreenBean for 56-1 odds on your first bet. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great day. Let's enjoy the Senior Bowl together, where the Jets have deep roots. We have our tentacles in everything. We got Trey McBride and Devin Lloyd and the rest of the crew in our house for a week. We're going to break bread with all these guys. We're going to find out who we want and who we don't. It's going to be a good time. So all that said, as always, go Jets.